Libra, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late July, moving into early August 2026. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Libra collective. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for these lovely Libras in late July, early August? It is Leo season, a beautiful time of year. What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, and we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Libra. Late July, early August. What's the vibe? What's the energy? Let's get this card out nice and quick. We're going to have some fun today, my good friends. There we go. Ask and you shall receive. The card pops out. Now, this is one of those cards that have dual messages because there's aspects of it that I absolutely adore, that I absolutely love. But then there's certain ones that might ruffle the feathers, right? You might be like, all right, well, how can a card like that do this? And you'll see. Before we fully dive into it, though, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the July subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So as you can see, we have this lovely lady in that big blue dress. She has a nice big wig on, and she is looking in a mirror. Not only is she looking in a mirror, she is in a room surrounded with more mirrors. Now, in the positive sense, this is a very presentable type of energy. This could represent aesthetics and looks and perception. So for some Libras, maybe you're changing something up about your look. Maybe you're changing something about your hair or your wardrobe, physical fitness, all that kind of stuff. It's an energy that cares about how it's perceived. So again, it doesn't have to be you. It could be somebody else for all we know. But there could be changes to aesthetics and presentation when this is here. This card is also very confident. It reminds me of the Queen of Wands in that way, where it's like, look good, feel good. I'm feeling confident, feeling great. Nice. What might be the downside? Can you guess it? When we have this lady in the room with all the mirrors around here, this could be an energy that ties into the ego. And I always say there's a thin line between confidence and cockiness. So I'm not saying it's you. It could be someone you're dealing with. And maybe there are certain individuals, people, situations where it's like, ooh, that's a little arrogant, or ooh, that's a little too cocky. Like it's an energy that's into itself, if that makes sense. So we're just going to put it down here. Again, it could be great for a lot of you, especially for looks and aesthetics, but watch out for any egotistical individuals. We're just going to leave it at that. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time for the lovely Libras. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. So yeah, last week there was a little bit of energetic funkiness, that's for sure. The reading was titled An Important Warning, and it was kind of like a catch-all because the energy was very much up and down and here and there. It wasn't very settled, and there was like a disgruntled undertone. So again, watch that over the coming weeks. Hopefully you had a great week. That's what I'm hoping for you. But we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for the lovely Libras. Late July, early August. What do we got for our good friends? Thank you. Chariot. Yeah. All right. That energy's on the move. That energy's on the go, go, go. All right. It's all right. So we're starting with a bang. All right. 10 of Wands. Yeah, it's like I'm trying to do this, but this energy is not letting me. That's weird. All right, let's get one more. There's only so many hours in the day, my friends. And this energy, it like goes really, really hard at first, and then it like peters out. That's initially what's showing up to me before we even get into all the fine detail, because it's so intense, and then it slows down, and then it slows down even more. So I'm used to seeing energies that intensify through the course of the reading. This one is like kind of falling off, if that makes sense. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, you know me, I always love to look at the elements. I feel like that gives us a lot of insight, and it builds a foundation. Pretty good mixture this week, right? We got a little bit of water, a little bit of fire, a little bit of earth. cool. Now, these could be different areas of life, of course. When we start with the water, that's the emotional realm. So, matters of the heart, things, people, situations that we're emotionally invested in. It's usually soft around the edges, sentimental type of energy. So, I like it. It does deal with partnerships. It could also deal with creativity, creative expression. So, whether it's different types of art or music or just any form of self expression, love it. The only downside to water, and again, it is also highly intuitive and energetically sensitive. The only downside to water is the fact that it's unpredictable, right? It's always coming and going like the tides. It's up, it's down, it's back, it's forth. So we want to keep an eye on that. In the center, we have fire. That's the realm of action. So whether it's the actions you take, the actions other people take, the actions that you want to take, it could also deal with health and wellness, energy levels. Usually fire is very high vibrational and it gets along great with Libra. But just looking at the card, there's something about watching the energy levels or watching the pacing of something. The downside to fire is that it's explosive, right? There's a volatility to it where it's hard to contain. It looks like it's going one way, but it goes another. So we'll keep an eye on that. And then we have Earth, total opposite issue, right? Because with the Earth, I always say it represents results. It can represent stability, predictability. It can represent home, family, money, work, business. It's the pentacles, right? It's all about making those pentacles, and it's about the material world. So normally I like it because of the predictability, but it can be routine, sometimes a little too routine, because when we get to the downside of the earth, it can represent a stubborn energy, feeling stuck, and energy that's not moving forward. So there's something about pacing here. Let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, we do start with a bang. We start with the Chariot, one of the fastest, most powerful cards in the whole entire deck. It's right up there with the Tower. Now, for some of you, if you have Cancer placements, if you're connected to Cancer, that could be it right here. But we see the Chariot, right, with the two Sphinxes, and this energy is ready to rock, ready to roll. Now, this can deal with distance. It could deal with travel, trips, vacations, modes of transportation. If you're looking at new cars and stuff like that, I usually like the Chariot. It's determined. It's determined to move forward. Now, some people say this energy is running away. When I look at the Chariot, I always look at it neutral. Either it's an energy that's coming or it's going, but whatever direction it's moving in, it's coming in hot. So this energy is zipping and zooming around. There's a lot of intensity. Now, what's the downside to the Chariot? I always say chariots were initially made as instruments of war. So sometimes this energy could be a little too pushy. Sometimes this energy can overdo it, put too much energy into something. So there's something about pacing. I'm telling you, like it's just too black and white already within the main part of the spread. But this energy is very, very, very intense. So just watch out with things that start off with a bang, right? Because there's like an intensity and explosiveness to it. Now, moving to the middle, as we get this Chariot there, this is where we hit that little bit of a slowdown or bump in the road. We got the Ten of Wands. Now, it does share something in common with the Chariot. You see the person there, they got that big bundle of sticks. Normally they're walking up a hill. This is also a card of determination, where it's like, if I say something, I will follow through. If I start walking a path, I will continue on it. Doesn't matter if it gets heavy, doesn't matter how hard it is, I keep moving forward. I like that. So tons of determination right here in the front end. The downside is that it's just super heavy, right? This energy could feel tired. This energy could feel like it's got the weight of the world on its shoulders. So whether it's mind, body, or soul, this energy just feels things deeply and it feels it very, very heavy. So again, whether it's a situation, whether it's a person, whether it's an emotion, we'll try to identify that as we move further. But it's heavy nonetheless, right? Um, I also say watch things with the physical body, the physical vessel, specifically areas like the neck, back, and spine. You might be holding a lot of tension there, even if you don't realize it. You might want to get a little rub down. Now, moving to the back end, the energy slows. So you see what I mean? We start with a bang with the Chariot, then we hit this little patch here with the Ten of Wands, and then we get to the Queen of Pentacles. She's not really moving at all, right? Now, this could be Earth sign energy, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. Um, I like it. If it's not a person, I always say she reminds me of the Empress, which is one of your power cards. She could represent blessings and abundance. She's nurturing, loving, caring. So maybe this is a good result in the end. That just seems to materialize. Hopefully, if we're being silver lining optimistic, I like her for that. But the downside to the Queen of Pentacles is the no action, the no movement. Sometimes it is that energy that could feel stuck. So when we start so intense and hit this bump, it's like slowing down, like a fast slow down. So we want to definitely get into the clarifiers. I want to dive deeper in all of it, Libra. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Let's get a good shuffle here. And yeah, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on this Chariot. Let's see what that has. And yeah, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages that you want to give to Libra, you can drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Let's go in on that Chariot. I mean, maybe for some of you, this could be a good thing, right? Like if things have been a little wild, a little hectic, maybe you're slowing something down. That doesn't have to be bad, right? Things don't always have to intensify. Let's see what's up with the Chariot. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is an energy that I saw this for you a few weeks ago. Had to have. So we have the Six of Cups in reverse here. It's like, oh, well, you're not going to be able to ignore this, Libra. The Six of Cups to me is, aside from being a card of soul ties, soul connections, people that are very important to us, that card could absolutely mean that. It's a card of the past. It's the card of history. That's what I always think of. Either people that we have a long history with, or it's something that's already occurred. So to me, when I see the Chariot with the Six of Cups in reverse, it's like, oh, hey, where are you going? There's still some business to handle here. Or this could be an energy that, oh, pops back up. But there is this vibe where it's like, no, there's still something that's like left undone. Maybe there is something that's lingering in somebody's energy. That could be very possible when I see the Chariot with the Six of Pentacles, or Six of Cups in reverse, pardon me. But this is an energy that pops back up and it returns quickly. Now, with the whole dynamic of how we see the energy settling and slowing, I really want to see how it looks as we go forward from here before I make a determination on if I like this. This could be a situation, it could be a person, or it could even be a cycle that you've lived through before. But I would absolutely say watch out for things popping up completely out of the blue, like big returns, surprising ones even, because it comes in quick, it comes in hot. So I'm not sure what this is. It's like, yeah, no, there's still something that's not accomplished. All right, let's keep going. We're not going to spend all day here. We're going to keep moving. It is what it is. Or, I mean, worst case scenario, maybe this is someone where it's like, no, I'm leaving this open ended. I don't know what this person would be leaving open ended, but let's see what's up with the Ten of Wands. Let's go in with that. So it's an energy, boop, it just reemerges, just returns and pops back up in a very strong way. So why is that Ten of Wands here? Okay. And it's like picking up right where I left off. Okay, so we have the Magician in the upright, big card of manifestation, creation. It's like, okay, well, I've kind of set the energetic railroad tracks for this thing already showing up. All right, so I like the Magician. I always say he's the master of all elements. So how I was speaking about the elements, notice he has them all. He has the wands, cups, swords, pentacles, and he's just creating. This is also a very karmic card here too. So the whole thing I was saying about like something left undone, a lesson unlearned, or like a cycle where it's like left open ended for some reason. That's still showing up here. And it could be tied into karmic type of energy. Now, I don't want to hyper focus, hyper fixate on karmic things, situations, because that's a whole topic in and of itself. Um, you know, there's so many different ways that stuff can show up. But the Magician in the upright with the Ten of Wands underneath it, it's like, okay, you want it, you got it. Be ready for it. I don't want to say sometimes the grass is greener on the other side, but it's like, okay, well, you want this thing, whatever it is, be ready for it because you're gonna get it. It's like one of those. And again, it doesn't have to tie into this whole thing we have up in the front. It doesn't even have to be that. But with the Ten of Wands and the Magician, it's like this energy's coming in and it's heavy. Like things are about to get real, like real quick. Now, again, if it is this energy that's returning, it picks up with the intensity that it left off with. So that's something to keep in mind as well. So again, whether it's a situation, cycle, individual, if something does return or pop back up, it's like we pick up exactly where we left off. And again, for some of you, that could be great. But it's like this energy is coming in, right? Like that's the thing with the Magician. He's very magnetic. And it's like, all right, here it comes. Here they come. Energy's about to get really real. Let's go in on the Queen of Pentacles. And I don't want to just hyperfixate on like just relationships alone, because it could be a lot of stuff, right? It could be a whole bunch of things. You know how life goes. But it's like, all right, well, you wanted it, you're gonna get it. So make sure you really want it. So let's go in on the Queen of Pentacles, see what she has, and we'll do a quick little recap. Okay. So we got the Tower underneath this Queen of Pentacles. Okay. It's like a tale of two readings because there's like such powerful energy underneath the surface, and then there's like this energy that's not showing me anything in the front. So this could be someone that's like really, really hard to read, or a situation that's really hard to read because it's showing me Queen of Pentacles, which seems like blank face, good poker face right there. But underneath the surface, we got the damn Tower. Like this energy is just as intense as that Chariot up in the front. Remember, the Tower represents shock. So super, super intense. So I'm not sure for some of you if there's a certain thing or situation where it's like, I'm going to play it cool. That's how this feels. It's like someone putting on the poker face. I'm going to play it cool. I'm feeling this. I'm feeling all this towery, intense, scorpionic energy, but I'm going to show this. I'm going to show this. That's what I'm showing. I'm not showing this, or this. Like, so it's like a tale of two readings. So there could be someone you're dealing with where what they are presenting on the outside is not aligning with what's going on the inside. Okay. So again, this doesn't have to be yours. Just keep that in mind. So whether it's a friendship, a coworker, romance, you name it, there could be someone that's like not showing what they're feeling on the inside. That's just how it feels to me. Um, the towers can rock your world, and that could be good. Like that again, right? Like it doesn't have to be a bad thing, but when we have such a stable card like the Queen of Pentacles, and I have like this energy in the center where I'm like, hey, be ready for it. Here it comes, here they come, whatever. Like this energy comes in and it hits hard. Like this energy, like it's like a freight train, kind of like this energy comes in. So let's go through and do a quick recap, then we'll get into the shadow. Lots of stuff, lots of intensity, but also blank faced for some reason, right? If you kind of look in the box position, number one, we have the Chariot with the Six of Cups in reverse. So again, whether it is that unfinished business or situation that we saw a few weeks ago, or it's just something that pops back up. That's how it feels to me, where maybe there's a situation that was kind of left open-ended. This to me was like, all right, well, now the door is open. So the door's probably been open. The door will continue to be open. So just be ready for a variety of different things or situations to pop back up. In the center, we have the Ten of Wands with the Magician in the upright. It's like, all right, the energetic tracks have already been laid. Like, you want it, you're going to get it. Like, if this situation or whatever it is, you really, really want this, things are about to get real for you. So just be ready for it. That's how it's presenting to me. It's like, all right, well, here it comes. Here they come. Now, on the back end, we have the Queen of Pentacles with the Tower. And I was saying it feels like a poker face to me, where someone is presenting that, but feeling that. There's just something about what they're showing and what they're feeling, total opposite. So keep that in mind over the coming days and weeks. But just know this energy comes in and it hits hard. So be careful what you wish for in this time. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into that further. Let's see what's in the shadows. And yes, I always like to pull a shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. And if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. All right, let's get this shadow card out here for you, my friends. Let's get this shadow card out here. All right, Queen of Swords, big air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Now, I like the card, especially in a Libra reading, because it is one of your power cards. If you're not connected to another air sign, one thing I always say about the Queen of Swords, she's straightforward, to the point. No BS, no nonsense. She tells it like it is. She's huge when it comes to strategy, planning, but also communication. So I find it intriguing that on this part of the reading, I have someone showing this but feeling this, where it's like the outer shell doesn't meet the inner. And then we have the Queen of Swords in the shadows, where it's like maybe we should bring those two things into alignment, where if you feel something, say it. If you're thinking something, make it known. Like, because that's what she does. She is a no filter type of energy. Now, the only downside with the Queen of Swords, and again, it's an energy that I really admire, but the downside to her, sometimes she can hurt with the words. Sometimes she can be outright mean. So again, watch out for conversations. Watch out for stepping on people's toes without realizing it, or maybe someone steps on your toes without realizing it. But this Queen of Swords can be quite cold sometimes. So just watch out for any of that. But Libra, that's what I got for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the July subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation, or you'd like to have a chat with me, you can book a personal session with me on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The July calendar is up and spots go quick, so you might want to check that out. But for the July subscriber surprise, doing another winner's choice, I will choose 3 lucky winners to either choose a copy of the Gilded Tarot Royale, which is one of my favorite decks of all time. It's a must have, or a handmade pendant from my website, mastermetaphysics.com. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the cards that showed up in today's reading, which one spoke to you the most, or jumped out to you the most, or resonated with you. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my posts tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.